And hello and welcome back to the Ales and Fails stream. I'm your host, Alewolf, otherwise known as Ales, gentleman streamer, the excellence of an execution, the no throne cicerone. Welcome back to stream, folks. It's been a while. It's been about 2 weeks. Yeah, and it has been it's been rough. It's been rough. You would think, oh hey everyone, I'm feeling quite refreshed and everything is great and life is good. Let me simply suggest I enjoyed one of my outings. I went on a Disney cruise. The other one, I went to visit family in Peru, and that was a mixed bag of things. But aside from that, actually, before we get into brass tacks, as they say, let's get going with our usual thing. Of course, we have our dear and esteemed friend Churro over here, who is lying on his little mat over there, and there he wakes up for just a second to say hello. Feel free to use the channel alerts or channel point redeems to interact with him. Good corgi boy. The other thing is that, of course, we gotta talk about what's on tap today. And of course, you know what? It's been I was going to choose something a little sweeter today, but I need the bitterness of a drink to reflect how I feel in my heart. It is one of those days where I look up at the sky and I say, darkness fills my heart with pain. So today we are drinking Old Rasputin, which is something that I've had a number of times on far more joyous occasions, but today we're going to enjoy that too. And hello, Kitty. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for popping in, and thank you very much for the welcome back. How have you been? How is life? I hope that you've been thriving. I almost ate my TH at that point, but it's good to see you. What have you been up to? Let's actually do this. My bones are rusty. I haven't been doing this enough. Of course, the kitty is a fellow Fruity member. Let's kindly give them a follow. Last I checked in, I believe you were playing Xenoblade, right? Xenoblade Chronicles 2, awesome. And I think you were doing some side questing and this and that. I assume that you've been moving along with that campaign. So, again, the kitty. Did I give you a yes? Community VIP, because they're that amazing, and also they enjoy Xenoblade and Xenogears. I'm going to venture a thought and say Xenosaga 2. So all of you Cosmos fans out there, kindly give Kitty a follow. Now where was I with this madness? You're most welcome, Kitty. So yes, this is what is this thing? This is an Old Russian Imperial Stout. Thank you for the promotion. You're most welcome. You know, I really wish that I could be a little more focused, a little more creative when I give people shout outs. I know that there is such a thing as I am like a frequent visitor of your stream, and thus I know exactly what you do. And so for the most part, I try and suggest what it is that you do, because I do feel like there are times where people are just like, oh hey, follow this and that, and they have no idea what they do. And of course people are busy. You know what? I just dug myself into a hole. Let's go back to this thing. So this is Old Rasputin, who is the enemy of Anastasia, as we all saw in the animation. Old Rasputin is a Russian Imperial Stout. And a stout is a type of ale that brews dark. The reason why it brews dark is because of the types of malts that it uses. Crystal malts, caramel malts, chocolate malts. And when you boil those, they boil dark. Dark like the darkness of my heart. I'm glad that you enjoyed that. And yeah, stouts are similar to porters, but they are not necessarily the same thing. Now, what exactly characterizes a stout? I want to say specifically stouts are a little more roasty. They have like a roast-like flavor. They got coffee notes, they got chocolate notes. They are generally a little bit sweeter than your conventional pale ale, so those of you that are running away from the bitters of beer, I generally suggest stouts and porters. They're creamier, they're sweeter. They accentuate their rustic sugars, things like maple, things like brown sugar, molasses, all of the old ones that your grandparents used to tell you about. They are there. They're there, just like all of the fighters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Everyone is here. Yeah, and they're generally a little bit thicker, a little heavier in terms of alcohol composition. There's a wide variety of stouts. This one specifically is an imperial stout. I think it's also a milk stout, if I'm not mistaken. But an imperial stout simply suggests that it is high in alcohol, something above 8% or higher. And I know I said several somethings, but that's because I've got nothing. So those are my thoughts on the matter. Let's go ahead and actually go and pull up what people who are knowledgeable have to say about this beer for just a quick second. Let's go to intermission alternate. Now let's hope that thing is still working. Stout Russian Imperial, 9%, produced in the tradition of 18th century English brewers who supplied the court of Russia's Catherine the Great. Old Rasputin seems to develop a cult following wherever it goes. It's a rich, intense brew with a big, complex flavors and a warming finish. And you know, that is true. Every once in a while, I'm just sitting at my house, sipping on some pink lemonade, and then somebody will knock on my door, and guess who it is? It is the cult that's been following Old Rasputin, and they're wondering if I want a subscription. And I say no. I buy my beers by the can. But yeah, let's go ahead and actually taste this thing. Let's see. But life has been alright. Not gonna trauma dump on your stream, but we pushing through because we're gamers. Well, I'm sorry that the tide has not necessarily been in your favor, Kitty. And of course, I don't mean to dissuade you from suggesting what it is that you're going through. You're welcome to share, but you know, if that is not what you wish, then I most definitely respect that. I'm about to trauma dump myself, by the way, just so that you're aware. But yes, Old Rasputin. Let's go ahead and do this. Geez, I've been looking forward to having a beer since Monday. It's been a busy week over at the Ales and Fails traveling. The traveling agency. I didn't know I had a traveling agency. You know, I used to go to traveling agencies back in the day to like procure goods from the homeland of Peru along with my parents. And they always seem to have like these postcards on the walls. And I'm like, well, who uses postcards anymore? And this was already the 80s, so why would you? I don't know. I just thought it was a weird practice. But so let's go ahead and actually taste this. Yes, Trauma Dump Fest. We are about to do that. Let's go ahead and look at this. So completely dark, like my heart. You got a white head, which is generally what you expect from a stout in terms of a nose. You got strong coffee notes. You got some strong alcohol notes as well. It doesn't hide its alcohol very well. You got good roast, a lighter tea, maybe like a brown tea. Maybe some maple in there as well. Famine Ale, dear viewer, I'm glad to be back. So very strong notes of caramel, like a dark syrup sort. There's some maple there as well. Good brown sugar. It is actually far more bitter than your conventional stout. And that is exactly why I chose this, because I needed something bitter to stiffen me up. I don't know if people drink bitter things to be stiffened. That doesn't make any sense, does it? Then you got a healthy body composition. I want to say 3 to 4 out of 5 in terms of thickness. You got some latent sugars as well. I've already mentioned caramel. And then some like really dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is not necessarily my favorite. It's got to be like one of those like pure dark chocolates. But yeah, I enjoy it. I drank this for quite some time. Let's go ahead and give this a rating. 3.5 is about right. And yes, we got it. Cheers. Cheers to you all. But yeah, so like I was just suggesting earlier on. Okay, so two things. Number one, I came back from Peru. Those of you that might not know this, that might not read the channel tags, I do consider, well, I am a Latinx. You know, I still have difficulty saying that word. I held out for the longest time. I kept saying I'm a Latino, and then I'm like, well, no, it's time to move on. So I'm a Latinx, and so I actually come from Peru, and so I want to say like a week and a half ago, I went back to Peru, and it's been 20 years since I've been there, and you know, I wasn't expecting much. I don't know how familiar you are with Peru, but it is a developing nation. You do have just simple things like clean water is difficult to come by. You have to boil it. Many places just don't have AC, and traffic is horrible. And you know, not to suggest that I'm ungrateful, but food choices are very like carb heavy and very meat heavy, and you know that might be delightful to most people, but it is a sort of thing that does not necessarily lead to the healthiest of diets, which I try to keep. Now, I traveled with my dad, and the idea was, oh hey, you know what? I'm traveling with my dad, and he's been traveling more often than myself, and so the idea would be like, oh, he's gonna be able to show me around a little bit about how things work and this and that. And you know, for the most part, he did. He was able to like suggest to me things along the lines of like, you know, make sure that you're safe. This is like the currency. This is traffic. Here's your uncles. Which I knew most of my uncles. I didn't know my cousins, my uncles had. Let me go back. My cousins now have kids, and he did suggest to me, oh yeah, this has happened in the time that you've been away. The problem stems from the fact that my main objective was to go there to visit my grandma, who has been very ill. I don't know how long she has, but for whatever reason, when I suggested this trip to my father, he told me, hey, we'll do whatever you want, don't worry about it. Of course, when we are finally there, and we're staying at one of my uncles for lodging, he for the most part suggests to me that we have to go see this uncle or that uncle or this cousin or that cousin, which is fine, which is understandable. You know what, I haven't seen them in 20 years, so it's good to say hello. The thing about my father is that he just loves his family, and that's a good thing. That at face value, that's a good thing. Hey, everybody, love your family. But the problem is that he wants to meet up with them, specifically with my uncles, and just talk. I don't generally curse on stream, but he wants to talk about the same old shit all the time. That is all he talks about, how his hometown used to be this great, and how people are now corrupt, and we've got just like xenophobia everywhere, and traffic, and this and that, and like, fine, you can talk about that for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. But then he just keeps going back to this, and remember this person, and remember that person, and remember the old town, and oh yes, they passed away, and it's just, I just can't. It got to a point where I was just like sitting there waiting out a lunch meeting, and it got to like the 3-hour mark, and you know what? I kind of just said, I'm done. I'm done with this. I can't do this anymore. This is boring. I have better things to do with my time. And I like stood up and I said, I gotta go catch some air. And I left, and everyone was just kind of like, what is happening here? So I left, and my dad was shocked, and he kept messaging me and calling me to see if I was okay. Which, I'm a very old person. You know what? I'll be fine. So that was my trip. So there were some good times to be had. I don't want to bogged down with most of this stuff, and we're already quite late with starting the game. I'll be glad to continue talking about this. The other thing, it's a little more recent. I'll talk about it once I start the game. But yeah, that's part of my concerns, my frustrations. Today we are playing Banjo-Tooie, which is a campaign that I started, I want to say, in late November. I've been going back to it every once in a while. We are in the third world, which I believe is like Gruntilda's amusement park location. So let's do that. We do have a question of the night, prompted by my most recent experience. Have you ever disliked a vacation? Feel free to let me know, or feel free to forever hold your peace. This message is already pinned. Okay, that's great. So yeah, let me know if you've ever disliked a vacation. I am very close to suggesting that this last vacation was pretty terrible. I'm sorry you had to go through that, but I hope the highs of the trip were worth despite the lows. Yeah, I want to say overall it was a net positive. Like I said, I did get to see my grandma and talk to her. And I got to see some relatives that I did enjoy talking to. But I am never, I swear, I am never traveling with my dad again. Like, I will travel on my own. He can be there while we are traveling, but I am not staying with him. That's insanity. Let's see. Also, sorry I'm 3 to 5 business days late responding. Hey, don't worry about it, Kitty. I'm glad that you're here to even listen to this nonsense. But yeah, let's go back to more joyous things, and let's go to Banjo-Tooie, and let's do that. Okay, let's put on the audio here. Let's lower that audio because it is painful. We are playing on the Nintendo Switch. And we are using the Nintendo Switch Nintendo 64 controller because that is how things work. In fact, before I do that, let me make sure that my controllers are synced the right way. Synced? That's not what I wanted. Let's see. Controllers. Game share. What is that? So change grip. Change order. There we go. Okay, one controller is connected. So the other thing that's been bugging me, and that is mostly this morning, is this idea that so I logged into my computer yesterday to make sure that everything was up to order, everything was updated in terms of like Streamlabs and my computer's updates and this and that. And so one thing that I noticed was that my what do you call it? My Stream Deck software needed an update, and so I say, well, let's go ahead and update that sucker. And I did, and everything was fine, everything was updated. But then I go in this morning and I notice that most of my buttons are not working. I do a little digging and I realize that due to the update, all of the buttons that have grouped buttons, so anything that targets a source, like a folder, no longer works. And I tinkered around with it for an hour and a half right before stream. I was extremely late, and it just doesn't, there's no way to do it. So I'm gonna submit a ticket because it's the best that I can do. Hopefully Streamlabs re-updates this thing, because this is just a pain. I had things set up so well. But yeah, that's my second quibble. That is my second quibble today. Because life cannot be nice to old ales. Now, do I have to start from the, let me check my notes. Let's go to Google Keep for our answers. Siri? Session summaries, that's not it. Banjo-Tooie. I have no notes, so I'm gonna just restart from the game save. Alright, let's see. Question of the night. I had a trip after my grad school graduation. It was at Anaheim's, and so I wanted to go to Disney. Makes sense. I invited my fiance's aunt with us since my parents could fly out here and go. Long story short, the originally 4-day trip turned into 2 days. Ooh. And she made us leave Disney early because it started raining, so we were only in the park for 5 hours. Oh my gosh, I'm guessing she was not a fan of the park. I wonder if she had been to Disney before and if her expectations were met by what she saw. But that sounds awful. I don't know if you had already like paid in advance or anything like that, but that would be like a huge L if you did. I hope that it wasn't like a medically related thing where she needed to go or something like that. But that is not a great situation, and I'm sorry that it happened, Kitty. Okay, so last thing that we were doing was we were having fun in the park. Where you going, punk? Select B to cancel. Let's go to Pine Grove. Thankfully, the hotel was free as a gift from my dad. Nice. But she was just being rude and didn't want to be wet. Oh, wet. So I read that and I was going to interpret like where, like werewolf, but that wouldn't make sense. I wish I was a werewolf, but I mostly wish I was a vampire. Alright, so we just lost the value of the park ticket pretty much. Yeah, that sounds awful. Was there no opportunity where mayhaps she could have just left and you all could have just stayed? I'm guessing, I don't know what the traveling situation was or the accommodations, but yeah, that sounds very unfortunate. I am guessing that this might not be one of your favorite relatives anymore. Let's go in the park. Ka. If there's anything that I hate almost as much as losing time, it is losing money. Because time is money, friends. No, that's not a cheap World of Warcraft reference. Well, yeah, it kind of is. But I'm guessing that you just lost the value of those tickets. Let's see. Let's check out the totals to see where I am exactly. So, Witchy World. 4 out of 10. We got 2 out of 3 honeycombs, 2 out of 3 book pages. We got the globos. We got 3 out of 5 Jinjos, and we've learned all of our lessons. Gosh, I wish I could remember most of what I was doing here. I think the last thing I was trying to get was as the car. I had transformed into a car. This isn't a dream, by the way. This actually happened. I transformed into a car, and then I went up a mountain in a fiery hell, and I got a Jiggy. Let's see, Jolly Rogers, Lagoon, Witchy World. Okay. Wall of Magic. Ride the train. Pump it up. The hot zone. Yeah, let's go to the hot zone, see what that's about. Let's see, okay, she didn't want to be alone, and I was the one who drove. I see, so it was a driving. She got everything free, too, besides her food. She didn't even pay to get into Disney. Wow! She was just unfortunately being a diva. Yeah, I know relatives like that. And let me not suggest that my dear mother is that way, but she can be that way with certain things. I love my mom. Please don't tell her I said anything. But yeah, it all came down to she didn't want to be wet in the rain. Wow, but just buy an umbrella or buy a poncho or like don't, you know, find something else to do while you all enjoy yourselves, right? Bright side, I bought my first purse at Disney. Hey, there you go. At least that is a silver lining right there. Now, you know, I don't necessarily fancy purses, but I definitely like messenger bags. Now, if I had a Disney messenger bag, or maybe like a Kingdom Hearts themed messenger bag, that would be sweet. I feel like I need more messenger bags. The ones that I've got is, one of them is black, which matches with everything, I'll admit, because black. But then the other one is gray, and I like the material on it, but it doesn't match with a lot of things. What's your business here? Rocksteady.
Give me some burgers, Al.
Okay, kid. Burger's coming right up. You want fries with that? Oh, yes, please. Well, too bad. Burgers is all I got. Go see Salty Joe. What? I've got no more burgers left. Better root around for some more. I think there's one just under your left foot. Well, I can't see it.
That's just unpleasant. Great hygiene exemplified. The camera is so close today. Let's see, I fancied them for like a minute and then I stopped. Well, you know what? As long as you enjoyed them for a little bit of time, that's all that counts, right? I cannot type today. You're good. I can't talk today. We're in the same faculty right now. The faculty with Elijah Wood. It's not Star Spinner. I don't remember that one. Let's see. But yeah, although she is family, I don't have a close relationship with her anymore. Plus, she's kind of said some awful things about me and my fiance, so I just keep my distance now. And that sounds like a smart idea. You don't need people like that in your life, family or otherwise. And yeah, maybe that's the theme of today's stream. You choose the family that you want to be around. Somehow that is the theme of today's stream. Oh hey, I wanted to get the burger before I go in. I mean the fries, because I know that there's a fellow, a concierge of sorts that offers fries right here. Let's get them fries.
Give me some fries, Joe.
Yeah, fries coming right up. Have a nice day, I guess.
I knew he would just say that.
Yeah, me too.
I'd better start frying up some more, 'cause I'm all out.
Yes, you better prepare for the impending rush.
Why, you cheeky?
Okay, so now we have burgers and fries, but what's the end goal here? Like, what's my motivation? What's my motivation? Let's go to Hotlanta, over here. And yeah, we go in here. Hey, come on, that wasn't even fair. I just walked into a tooth. I wasn't chewed by it. Okay, so we're in the Inferno. And of course, if you're just tuning in, and I can't imagine why you would be doing that, there's so many better things to do. We are enjoying an Old Rasputin today, which is a Russian Imperial Stout. To your health. That is rich. That is rich. So we got some of these pads.
Wow, you got fries? Can I have some? Can I? Will you give me some food?
Yes, here, take it.
Thanks, mister. I'll go and see if my mom is ready to leave.
Thanks for finding the little scamp for me. There's still another 2 to find, though. Well, maybe you should help out and look for them. I should report you to the authorities. Okay, and this is another one of the kids.
Thank goodness you came. I'm really hungry.
Don't you think you've had enough?
No, wait. I'm just a burger before I go find my mom. Oh, you got some burgers. Please, 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 can I have one? Will you give me some food?
Yes. Get it.
Yummy.
Are you okay, kid? You're looking a little, full, shall we say?
Bop.
My tummy hurts. Please carry me back to Mom. I can't stand up. I'm not surprised.
How are we supposed to carry the kid? That's just wild. Oh my gosh. What just happened? Okay. We'll go back here. First of all, thank you for the raid. Let's go to intermission for just a minute so I can collect my thoughts here. Ooh, so Todd Brooks is raiding with a party of 14. Thank you very much, Todd, for the raid. Thank you for choosing us for this. I don't believe we've met, but I would love to know what have you been playing. Let's go ahead and give Todd a shout out. Todd was last playing Retro. I would love to know what you were playing, Todd. Once again, thank you very much for trusting me with your community today. How are you? What's going on? What's the lowdown? Ooh, and Chungus is here. Hello, Chungus. Good to see you. Who else do we have here? Razor Crab. It's a Todd raid. Welcome, Razor Crab. Let me know if it's Razor better or Crab better. And then we got Crabman Lizard Cloak. He was doing a CBT stream. I'm really bad with my TLAs. What's a CBT? Nah, Chungus sent us. I played Flipple, and it was awful. Okay, I haven't played that game. Thank you very much for letting Chungus influence you. I don't know what stories he may have told, but trust me when I say clearly it was all hot air. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much, Chungus, for suggesting us as a raid target. Let's see. Game Boy Retro achievements. Gotcha. Okay. Also, welcome back from vacation. Thank you very much for the welcome back. It's been good. It's nice to be back. It's nice to stream. I should have been streaming 3 hours ago, but you know what? My Stream Deck decided to break, and so I was trying to fix it frantically. I am sure some things are still broken. Let's see who else is here. Either is good. Thanks for asking. Yeah, of course. Let's go with Razor. Thank you so much for coming in with a raid. And let's see. He said you were super cool. Well, that is a filthy lie. It is a filthy lie, and I love nothing more than filthy lies. So welcome. Let's see. Ales, do be cool. I don't know about that. I'm good on my best days. I am never cool unless I am what's the word here? Seasonably late. But yeah, let me simply suggest a small introduction here. Oh wait, hold on a second, everyone. Anyway, dude, I had a 17-hour. Wow. Okay. So sorry. I'll just die on you instantly. I'll make sure to stop by proper sometimes. No, of course. Thank you so much for bringing in your folks, Todd. I hope I can catch one of your streams very soon. In fact, let me go ahead and give you a follow there. Wait, I was already following you. How do I not know this? I have amnesia. But yes, I will have to catch it next time. Please rest. Anyone who came in with the raid, please, if you have to take care of yourself, if you have to get a bite, if you have to get off of the monitor, please do so. I encourage it. Streaming, watching, whatever it is you were doing does take energy, does take time. So if you need to, head out, I completely understand. I do beer reviews. I actually I actually do. So yeah, my name is Ales. I also go by Alewolf. I play retro games. I play modern games. I have a corgi that you can see over there. Let me see if my button still works. I doubt that it works, but no, it doesn't work. Generally, I would have a blow up of my camera there, but it is not working, unfortunately. So that's my corgi Churro. He's on the side over there. He's a corgi boy of 6 or 7 or so. And the other thing that we do over here is we do beer reviews. We do beer basically one or two beers every time we stream. Today we are drinking some Old Rasputin, which is a Russian Imperial Stout, 9%, very bitter, strong on the coffee notes, very robust, a 3.5 out of 5 in terms of body composition, very enjoyable. It is as dark as my heart. And there's your beer review. Let's see. And thank you very much for the follow. Follows are anonymous, by the way, in case it's one of you that's talking right now. Let's see. I was thinking the same. I think I might have been already too. I was unsure if I had clicked it just now or just a while ago. Gotcha. Cute puppy. Yeah, he's good. He just had lunch, so he's not moving a lot right now. I'm afraid that he's a little immobile right now. It's got a cool can too. I love the detailed description. Oh yeah, so Old Rasputin, of course, as we all know, is the enemy of Anastasia. And yeah, he has a little bat. But also he's apparently a historical figure from the old Russian history books. So there's that. I want beer. You should have a beer, Chungus. You should enjoy one beer every once in a while. I won't tell if you won't. But yeah, let's thank you once again, everyone, for coming in. Let's go back to Banjo-Tooie and chat a bit more over here. And Crabman Lizard Cloak, I don't drink anymore, but when I did, my favorite was St. Arnold's Art Car IPA. Have you had that? No, I actually haven't had that. I'm assuming that it was a conventional IPA, high on the bitters. I'll have to look for that. When you said St. Arnold's, I was thinking that it might be like a Belgian beer, because a lot of Belgian beers have the name of a saint. But I'll have to look for that. Okay, I have to run. Have a great night. Hey, have a great night, Razor. Thank you so much for coming in. And enjoy Banjo. Will do. When I stop my antibiotics, I'll probably have one. Well, I am sure that first beer that you have will be the most enjoyable beer you've had ever, Chungus. I'd love to hear what you choose once that happens. Where was I? What was I going with this? There was something that I needed to do. Oh yeah, actually, right before the raid, it's a Texan brand. Maybe that's why I haven't seen it recently. Or maybe that's why I haven't seen it. Generally, I know lots of craft beers from North Carolina, which is where I used to live a while ago, and then a few more over here in California. And then I did look into the craft beer scene in Florida, which is not that good. But then again, what great things have come from Florida? I kid. I grew up in Florida. It's great. I just wouldn't live there. Oh yeah, I did want to say hello to somebody that I missed early. Rio09 was here. I forgot to give Rio a shout out. Rio is an excellent streamer. I haven't caught up with your stream recently, Rio. I know, sorry. I think last time I checked in, I gotta tell you, I was probably catching you do Zalgerary for a while. So Rio09, let's see if we can do that. Last playing Star Wars Rogue Squadron. I know that Rio likes to do mini events. I would highly suggest you give him a follow. Always just a cool dude to hang out with, and always shoot the shite, as they say. Let's see. I got a 4-pack of Nashville hard cider in the fridge waiting. Gotcha. Hey, if you're gonna go with cider, go with a hard cider. There used to be a time when every time I had a cider, I would add just a little bit of Fireball whiskey, which is not great on its own, but because it's got that cinnamon character to it, it always goes good with like an apple cider or a pear cider. I don't necessarily recommend it. I don't have Fireball in my house anymore. But that was a nice compliment. That always made it a little bit harder, as I say. Let's see. Alrighty, I gotta start packing up so I can go home. Yeah, no worries, Kitty. Thank you so much for hanging out. Have a safe drive home. I'll be back when I get home. Oh yeah, cool. If you're still interested in catching up with the stream or old ales, so we have to find some way to lift this guy, and I don't know exactly how to do that. I could check out my guide, but not just yet. Let's see. Ales, welcome back. Hello, Slonko. How are you doing this fine day? It is good to see you. Oh no, my pad is broken. Maybe we need to leave Banjo here and Kazooie needs to go up there. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't suggest for everyone watching right now. Wait, where's my button? There you go. To give Slonko Bomb a follow, who is a streamer who is a ton of fun to hang out with, mostly retro focused as I understand it. They were last playing retro. I would love to know what you were playing, Slonko, because last time I tuned in, I think it was either a Kirby game or I don't want to guess that it was a Donkey Kong game. All I'm trying to suggest here is that you play all the gems. So yeah, an amazing streamer. Kindly give Slonko Bomb a follow. Wrapping up at work. How are you? How was your trip? Thank you. You're most welcome. So I had 2 trips in the time that I was away. One of them was a cruise to Disney. Sorry, not a cruise to Disney. That doesn't make sense. A Disney-themed cruise that left from San Diego, and it was a 7-day cruise. We stopped by a few ports in Mexico, and it was delightful. Inside the ship, there was a lot of character meetups and lots of cruise-related activities. You know, silly things like quizzes and bingos and like shows. Like there was a show every night. And of course, there was just pool time on the cruise, this and that, buffet food, which, you know, I fancy myself as a connoisseur of beer. I'm not, but when it comes to food, I just love a good buffet. I know that it's not the highest quality. I know that the food is mass produced, but you know what? The quantity makes up for the quality in my book every time. I love breakfast buffets. I love just going there and having a plate and just piling the sausage and the bacon and the scrambled eggs and just whatever else. Just give me all the meats, all the breakfast meats, some croissants, some croissants. Yeah, I love it. Let's see. We were enjoying Kirby's Dream Land 3. Oh, cool. How far are you into it? I'd love to know. Okay, can we transform to like a... No, wait, we transform into Mumbo, right? Welcome again, Bear and Bird. We've got a Globo. Must give magic creature to Mumbo if want help. Want Mumbo's help? Yes, let's do it.
Sure, we need all the help we can get.
Throw it in Mumbo's bag. And there you go. Let's see. Quantity is a quality too. I like that. I'm gonna have to steal it now, Crabman. That's the quantity is a quality. Glad you had fun. Yeah. So that was a good time. Definitely. Why would I just walk into fire? Into fire and flames, as the that band once said. I can't believe there's an enemy inside Mumbo's hut, by the way. They do take a beating. So that was a good time, and like I said, we stopped by Mexico in a couple of ports, and it was nice to just like walk out of the ship, stretch out our legs, and they had some structured activities. If you follow me on the Instagram, you might have seen me making some salsa. salsa, not salsa, and that was good. Had a lot of margaritas then. So the second trip, the second trip that I went on, which happened, I want to say a week and a half ago, or maybe like a little over a week ago, I went to Peru. So if you don't know, and why would you? It's not like I advertise it. I'm actually Peruvian, and there goes most of the people watching. So I am Peruvian. I'm kidding. Nobody cares if I'm Peruvian. And I hadn't been back home, back to the homeland since. Oh, those guys are made of fire. So better skip them. Oh, I can't actually go up. So I went back to Peru after 20 years. I haven't been there for 20 years. Of course, I've got a lot of relatives there. And it was okay. I got to see my grandma and my grandpa, which I haven't, which, that was the main goal of the trip. It was to actually see them because at least my grandma has been in very poor health. The problem was that I went, oh my god, what is this? The problem was that I went with my father, which in general, I love my father. He's a good guy. He's a guy. But the thing is, he wanted to spend a lot of time with my uncles, his brothers, and his side of the family. And I've never been that close to them, and the lunches and meetings just dragged on, and the conversation was never about interesting subjects. It was always about how things have changed, and like how Peru is doing politically, and like crime and random xenophobia, which I dislike. And I just couldn't take it. And like it came to a point where I said, like I was in this lunch. This lunch was supposed to be like a lunch, right? It was like supposed to be, I'm guessing, like if you figured like I'm going to lunch with somebody, you're like, oh, it'll take like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours or something like that. And it got to like the third hour, and I was just like sitting there like I had barely gotten anything in, and I was just like, you know what, I'm leaving, goodbye everyone. And everyone was just kind of like shocked, like what is happening here? Nobody has ever done this before. And I kind of just like left because I was just like, this is a waste of my time. And for the rest of the trip, I was just like on very I kind of just let my dad what I wanted to do, and if he wanted to go do something else, then he was more than able to do so. We just kind of like split ways. And yeah, that was that. Sorry, let me catch up on chat here. Let's see. So, also as someone that worked at a port, I hated the Disney Cruise Line because they would play Disney music in the lobby all day long. And this was back when Frozen was the movie. That sounds like a pain in the butt. I wouldn't wish on anyone to listen to like the same music for hours on end. But thank you for sharing that detail. That sounds like a rough going. I knew you were. I think last time you said you were visiting family. Yeah. So I did visit family, and that was nice. Dang, sorry to hear that. Yeah, family is complicated. We all say this. We all think this. Family is complicated. That the fact that I love my family doesn't mean that I have to necessarily agree with them most of the time. Especially with my dad, who does not necessarily see the error in today's politics, but the less about that, the better. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'll go back to Peru and, maybe focus on a few more things. Maybe focus on a bit of more tourism, because I really did mostly just spend time in the city. I know that when people say, oh, I'm going to Peru, everyone's like, oh, hey, we're going to go to Machu Picchu and eat ceviche and, I don't know, do white river rafting in the Amazon. I have no idea. I mostly just hung out in the city, and it was pretty tame for a visit. I might do some of that next time around. But yeah, family, am I right? Anyways, so yeah, that's That's the lowdown. That's the ales and fails lowdown. But yeah, appreciate anybody that decided to hear all that. You know, I don't think we can do anything with Mumbo in that area. Let me see where else he can be needed. I think he's useful in the spaceship area. Let's go to the spaceship. Ah, no! Yeah, over here. I think he's able to, like, lift the spaceship, if I recall correctly. Wow! Okay, dead. Let's see. You got lunch and beer at a few places that look good. Yeah, I did. So one of my uncles from my mom's side was able to show me around in terms of like some craft beers in Peru. And of course, it's neat to like, you know, check out what their craft beer scene is like. And that was actually a lot of fun. That was a good time. I didn't even know that Peru had a craft beer scene, so that was cool. Yeah, the other thing about Peru, and again, I was mostly in the city, so it's not like I can like speak for the entirety of Peru, but I was mostly in the city, and it's just a very noisy city. Like at nighttime, you just hear crickets and frogs and random birds, and then in the morning you just hear people playing the radio or like construction sounds or like traffic. So it's like, and I can sleep through all of that, that's fine, but I wouldn't recommend it to people that are sensitive to like noise pollution. The other thing is that, yeah, traffic is just horrible over there. Like my uncle was driving us around, and I kid you not, he probably had like 3 close calls every single day. He wasn't drinking or anything. Like it was just like people just like jam their cars everywhere. There's like very little description of lanes, and then all the cars are like from the 1990s, and they are just like they just produce a lot of like smog and things like that. Here we go, the Mumbo pad. Hope this works. So I gotta add some levity into these into this very negative conversation. And there we go. We're moving Saturn. What is that? Epcot Center. Now here's where I have to say this. I know I say this every single time, every single session, but my favorite Disney World park is Epcot. I know that that's nobody's favorite, but it is my favorite. Maybe that should be a stream tag right there. Alright, where was I? Ah, these fellas just keep coming. Okay, so Saturn is moving. Perry Saturn, of course. Let me find a safe spot. Can we actually climb on the star? Oh, we got ads in very close. Let me catch up on chat before we go into ads. I don't think I can climb that. Can I find like a safe hut or something? Let's see. Yeah, any good Peruvian beer? So actually, quickly before we go into ads, let me show you this. Let's go to intermission very quickly. So I brought these for my partner because obviously she wasn't able to come. But I've got this like 4-pack of Peruvian beer from this brewery called Candelaria. And it is an amber ale. But the nifty thing about it is that it's got jora. And jora is this, it's like this type of corn that ferments and has a very distinct sourish type taste. It's actually quite good. I very much enjoyed it. And I probably had like, I don't know, like 12 of these during my entire trip. I very much enjoyed it. Let's see, what else? What's Peruvian food like? So, things like ceviche. There's lots of good seafood over there. And what else am I thinking? We've also got lots of like stew dishes. They do love their beef over there. And then the other thing that's notable, my favorite street food over there is something known as salchipapa. It is like French fries and sliced hot dogs, and then you just drizzle that with like mustard and mayo and like ketchup or whatever. It's quite delightful. Let's see. Well, yay for back to video gaming streaming. Yeah, I hate the fact that I haven't been able to keep up with my schedule. So I'm glad to be back. I love Epcot. I got pretty hammered there. Slonko, that is the dream. When I went there, I wasn't really I wasn't thinking that there would be like a drinking aspect to it, but then I learned about it and I was like, oh, I gotta plan this out well. But yeah, you've got the right mentality there. I swear, when I take about a week break and at the end of the week, I'm like, man, I miss playing games. Yeah, exactly. That was the part that was missing in my heart. Nice. Oh, crazy. So, yeah, as we're about to play, we're gonna go into Be Right Back mode. We will be right back in about 5 minutes or so. Stay tuned. And hello and welcome back to the Ales and Fails stream. I'm your host, Alewolf, otherwise known as Ales, gentleman streamer, Beer Goggles 21, brewmaster for the Order of the Shield Viking. And Merry Thursday, one and all. We are playing Banjo-Tooie today, and I'm still getting my bearings as to what I'm supposed to be doing here. The other little detail that you all should be aware of, Dehydrate, thank you so much for the redeem, Slonko. To your health. Today we are enjoying a delicious Old Rasputin Russian Imperial Stout, as made famous by the movie Anastasia. That still remains one of my favorite movies. Actually, side note here, now that we're talking about Old Rasputin, you know, when I got married, that's a conversation starter. When I got married, I was thinking about one of the things that I wanted to do. Actually, one of the things that I always want to do is dance. I always want to dance. Just want to move the body. And so one of the things that I was thinking about was, of course, the first dance. We had the first dance, and that was wonderful. But the other dance that I had to think about was the mother-son dance, which is something that some people do sometimes. and so what I was thinking, what a great idea would be to do a dance set to the music of a what is it? Once Upon in December, or is it November? It's one of those, but it's in Anastasia, the animated movie, and I love that song. Like, that scene always gets to me. Every time I watch it, every time I see the figures dancing from the past, I'm just like, it's so good. But yeah, I need to rewatch that movie. Okay, so we lifted the spaceship. Let's go back to banjo mode and see if we can do some more stuff in the hot area. Hot area. It's a beautiful song. I love that movie. I have the VHS. Nice. I know that obviously that the company that made that movie is not Disney. What is it? Not DreamWorks. I forget exactly who did it, but I thought somebody told me that whatever company that was, it is now owned by Disney. Which, if it is true, would make Anastasia another Disney princess. So get a load of that. Now, why we don't have Anastasia in a theme park? That would be the real question. Of course, please don't take what I say seriously. I don't actually know that is true, but I would love to think so. Yowza. Hello, JD274, JD. How are you doing this fine day? It is good to see you. You just missed my rant as to how great my vacation was. Asterisk on the great. And thank you so much for subscribing with Prime. I know that you have a choice of anyone to support with those Prime bucks. So it is nice that you choose to spend it on little old me. How's your afternoon going? How's work? How are the wife and kids? I'm just playing. I'm just yanking your chain. Thank you so much for being here. 17,000 months. That's ridiculous. But it is also true. What is happening here? Thank you so much for the... Wait, was that a bit? Sorry, I don't receive these things very often, so I'm always surprised when it happens. Yes, thank you so much for the bits, Chungus. You know, I don't do this as a job, so make sure that you're aware of that when you give me your hard-earned cash. I very much appreciate that. Apparently, a hype train started. And of course, the train that we love the most around here is, well, it's not the Caltrain, of course, but it is the last train home, as made famous by JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Season 3. Such a good song. By the way, I completely failed to do this while I was, after we got the raid from Todd, but I did want to suggest anyone watching right now, stop what you're doing. Stop watching this silly stream. It's not going to get any better. Trust me. I've seen it. And instead, give Chungus Guitarist a follow, who's just a very cool individual. Mostly does retro games. Very knowledgeable about the games that he plays, and kind of just has this very real quality about the ways that in which he talks about things. Also knows a lot about wrestling. But yeah, I go in there for the games, but I stay in there for the chat, and I am blessed by the fact that Chungus hasn't kicked me from his channel because I make the most lame jokes every time I'm there. So yeah, give Chungus Guitarist a follow. And call me in the morning. Call me in the morning. Does anybody do that anymore? And you were last playing Slay the Spire. That's like that card game, right? I think I was lurking in your stream. I was lurking as in the sense that I had you open in a tab. And I wasn't really paying attention, so I apologize for that. I think I did see Eris there, and she was asking if you were playing Balatro. Or maybe I imagined that. Anyways. Things are going well. I'm glad to see you back. I have been missing my regular dose of Ale Wolf. You know what? I'm sure you were healthier without it, JD. JD274, of course, is the what would I like to call you? The prodigal mod of our stream. He's been there since day 1, day 0, day -2. So thank you so much for popping in, JD274, aka John. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to dissociate into Banjo and Tooie, and we're going to try to see if we can climb up the ladder that way. I've been doing Secret of Evermore for SNES, and I swapped to Slay the Spire. She did think I was playing... Okay, so I didn't just imagine that. You know, I've never actually finished... Oh, they're on fire. Ah, I ate that, and I'm dead. I need to get some energy and try again. Wow, that was bad. I wonder if I even need to do that, though. There doesn't seem to be like a time limit on this. It's just about getting up there, right? We can just skip them. But the very best thing of all... There's a counter on this ball. Okay. Now, where was I going with this? Yeah, I never finished Secret of Evermore. I always, you know, stop me if you've heard this before, but I always thought that Secret of Evermore was related to Secret of Mana in some way. And of course, everyone made the same mistake because of the fact that it's called Secret of. But yeah, it looked cool because you play as a kid and you have a dog and apparently you time travel. Oh, come on. Just let me out. Let me up. Okay, so is that the end of this little thing? Oh no, yes it is. Okay, so now we go here. Wait, how do we... Can I turn the camera just a bit? But yeah, any form of lurk is a chill. We only have so much time in this life, so it's understandable. Yeah, thank you for understanding, Chungus. Again, I apologize that I don't pop in enough. I would love to. Okay, so if we go up here... Wait, come on. Ah, it's a slippery one. It's a slippery one. Ooh, we made it. Okay. I guess we didn't need like anything special for that one. So we got one more Jiggy, which means that we've made progress. I was wondering if we would make any progress in today's stream, and I guess we have. We broke the curse. It's very American, like kind of how they made Earthbound to appeal to the West. I'm assuming you're talking about Secret of Evermore. I hope you're enjoying it. I wonder if it's a first playthrough or not. But where was I? Okay, so let's go back down, get some energy, and see if we can do some more of the challenges in this area. Let's slide down. Oh no. Oof. That would have been some crazy fall damage. Oh no, not again. Yowza! I'm one honeycomb away from death. Okay, so we definitely have to find some place to charge. Charge! I thought there was a honeycomb somewhere around here. Or at least let's get rid of this guy and they can give us some honey. Speaking of wrestling, not to go into a whole wrestling rant here, but I did see the finish to Backlash the other day, and I guess spoilers for anybody that hasn't seen the pay-per-view WWE Backlash. But of course, Randy Orton did not win the championship. Surprise, surprise. Let's see. I'm so unfamiliar with Tooie. I really enjoyed the first game, though. Yeah, I think most people enjoyed Banjo-Kazooie the most. I think while a lot of people appreciated everything that Banjo-Kazooie brought to the table, when designing Banjo, I think the idea was that they really wanted to just make everything huge. And it is probably as big as you could make games during the N64 era. Because every single world is massive, but the problem with that is that a lot of areas in the world just feel a little bit bare. You know, pun intended with bear and bear. The right to bear arms, or as I like to say, arm bears. Where was I going with this? So it's nice. It's just huge, and the thing about what is it called, Banjo-Kazooie, was the fact that like you popped into a world and it was like this nice little amusement park where like every couple of steps you found like a new character with like, oh hey, this is my thing, you gotta help me out here. With this game, you really gotta walk it, and like some of the objectives are so far apart that you kind of forget what you're doing like as you're walking across. So it's you know, it's it gets some getting used to, I feel. And let's open up. Let's okay. So how do we switch to Kazooie? I forgot how we do that. Is it like pause? No. Is it select? Is there a select button here? ZR. That doesn't make sense. Oh, you just press A. There you go. So we have the I think there's something up that showed up when we pressed that switch. I hope it's something different though. Okay. Almost there. Wow. There's like a switch or something. Almost there. There it is. Wait, so that was just for this thing, which we already got, so... so I did it without having to separate the two. Well, that's what I call skill right there. I didn't even need the pad to do it. Take that, Rare. Or whoever's in Rare left anymore. Let's just go down. I feel like I'm gonna get hit and then I'm gonna just like lose because I've got such little health. Oh, brave new world with such little health in it. But what are the running pads for then? Yeah, I don't think I need them. Okay, let me catch up here. That's crazy that it's so huge. Yeah, I think they took the wrong lessons from Donkey Kong 64, which was also kind of styled in that way. You had really big maps. Bigger maps than Banjo-Kazooie, at least. Chungus, you should play it. What is it? I don't know if you know the streamer Pineapple Retro, who's really cool, really fun retro streamer. But I want to say like a couple of months back, he did play through Banjo-Tooie, and it was funny because he was just raging through all the mechanics, and he was very unhappy playing it. But it made for great streams, and he's just a great person overall. So maybe you should also play Banjo-Tooie someday. I don't think there's any point to it. Let's reunite with Banjo. Oh, come on. Every time the teeth get me. Okay. So then the pad is broken. Let's go reunite. Oof. Okay. Okay, so we're back as one person. We are the entity. We are known as Legion. Okay, so we did that. We did the Mumbo thing. Let's go and see if there is a way to get that kid back to his mom. I think that we might have to transform into the truck. The big old truck. Let's see, have you ever played through Donkey Kong 64? Yes, I did as a young person. I did play through it and I did 100% it. Which I know these days lots of folks say that it is kind of madness, but you know what, as a kid I had a lot of patience. So that was fun. Actually, if Nintendo released Donkey Kong 64 on the Switch Online service, I would probably make sure that I play it on stream. It would probably take a pretty long time, but it's just nostalgia. It's just nostalgia food. This is not where we transform. Turn into the truck. Maybe it's here? This Area 51. And I think this is the start of the level. Yes. That's the burger stand. Let's see, DK64 is what I played instead of Tooie, but I didn't 100% it. It was just a bunch of fun. Gotcha. Yeah, they're fairly comparable. Thank you so much for popping in, Stony. How are you doing this fine day? I was also lurking in your stream last night, but I wasn't necessarily paying attention to what game you were playing. What have you been up to? How have you been? Thank you so much for popping in, and I appreciate the welcome back. Stony Classics, of course, kindly give them a follow. I want to say you mostly play retro games, but what sets Stony apart is that He's got an amazing video game collection, so if you follow him on the social media, specifically Instagram, you'll see like all of the cool old games and all the fun gets that he has. And also just a cool individual overall. Give Stony Classics a follow. Let's see. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Okay, so one thing I do remember about lurking in your stream was that you had a pretty big crowd with you. I was just like, wow. You must be like doing some challenge runs or something, because that was awesome. Okay, so Area 51. Let's not go here, because I'm afraid of aliens. Let's go back to the... Let's go find Mumba Wumba again. Humba Wumba, that's... I'm terrible at names. I think she's on that side of the park. Yes. How much do I need? I guess we don't need much. I'm awake, survived a major deadline. Well, congratulations, I'm glad that it worked out. Oh my god, these things are relentless. Here's hoping that you don't have another major deadline anytime soon. I don't even want to think about going back to work, but I already did some work this morning. So there's that. I think she's up in the hills, right? Yes, she is. Yes, I raided by a partner who was also playing it. Nice. That's always really cool when that happens. How far are you into Sekiro, by the way? That is also a Soulsborne, isn't it? Stony also plays lots of Soulsborns. If you want to see somebody quite skilled at playing the Soulsborns, I suggest you give Stony a follow. Okay, so we're gonna climb over here. Oh gosh, I forgot those things. I forgot them. Very early. It is tough adjusting from Bloodborne. It's more like Punch-Out. I'm assuming that you mean that there's like a rhythm mechanic to playing the game. Maybe you have to like wait for specific tells from the bosses. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that I don't get bit by something. Okay, let's go on up. Yeah, so this is kind of what I was saying. There's just lots of world, but sometimes it's just a little inconvenient to get from one side to the other. And I know that there's lots of warps, but I gotta tell you, I don't remember where most warps lead to. It's kind of like going into Silph from the original Pokemon. And yeah, I have no idea where any of the warps lead to, let alone where they connect. Let's go in. Yes, parrying and breaking posture / guard. Yeah, that sounds that definitely sounds like something that escapes me when I play any of those games. I was actually playing some Elden Ring on my Steam Deck. And I think what is it? I was able to beat a couple of minor bosses. Like there was this giant like tree skeleton thing that I beat. But the reason I was able to beat it is because I was also able to use a summon. And I don't know how summons work in other Soulsborne games, but the summon that I had specifically allowed you to summon a copy of yourself. It's called a Mimic Tier. And that was a good time. Let's see. That boy Ailes went to Thailand. I think you got me mistaken because I'm not a boy. Let's see. Ooh, nice. We can just crash into the thing. Welcome in, I go. I hope you're doing well. Didn't want to come back. No, I'm pretty sure I wanted to come back actually. It was a kind of a rough going. But we're glad to be back. Okay, so that elevator just allows us to go back and forth to the top and the bottom of the mountain. So there's no point in doing that. How about we go back to Fireland and see if we can actually help out the kid that ate too many burgers. I like how this truck just slams into the ground. Quite a heavy truck. Just kidding. Oh, no, I knew you were kidding. I think so there was 2 trips that I went to. One of them was a Disney cruise, and that was delightful. The other one was a trip to Peru, and that was not very good. Lots of having to deal with family. And I didn't do too much tourism, but at least I got to see my grandparents, which was nice. But yeah, I kind of just... There's just one side of the family that is not necessarily my cup of tea. And unfortunately, because I was traveling with my dad, I did have to see a lot of them, and that was kind of just tough. Thank you for asking. Okay, let's go see if we can pick up that kid as a car.
Sorry, but Mom said I'm not allowed to talk to strangers.
So we can't pick him up as a car, huh? Okay. I feel like I should look this up then. Where does that little warp take us to? Oh, nice. We can actually step on lava and it's fine. Not bad. Boom. So really the car actually has a lot more functionality in some respects. Yeah, so let's go into that little car door and see where that leads. Beep beep. Let's go inside. Oh, huh. This was just like a container of some sort. I must have uncovered it last time I was playing. Okay, so the kid is not coming with us as a car. We're gonna have to do something else. It was Disneyland for adults. Oh, you mean the cruise, right? Yeah, that was a good time. Although there's still lots of stuff for kids and things of that sort. Like I said, really the highlight for me was all the good eating opportunities on the cruise ship. I do love me a good buffet, as I was suggesting earlier. Quantity can sometimes supplant quality. I'll crush this guy. Pay here. I don't think we can pay that anymore, unfortunately. What else can we do as a car? Can we actually destroy these things? Oh, there we go. Oh wait, don't touch that thing because it'll sap away our honeycomb strength. Let's go over here. Let's see if destroying all of these does anything. More question marks. I guess we can't really touch them as a car, huh? Every single one of them seems to have one of these. But they're not any like special collectible of any sort. Okay, I think that's... Oh wait, we still have one more. Beautiful. Okay, I think they're just regenerating. What happens if we go to this tent as a car? That is some high quality H2O, and of course, as I like to say, even though this is a drinks friendly stream, we highly suggest the consumption of water. Water, of course, the element which brings life. Not only does it help you stay hydrated, but it also helps you regulate your metabolics and stave off the deleterious aspects of alcohol consumption. So please drink up. Alright. Sorry, but there is no way you are coming in here. So we can't do this as a truck either. I'm trying to make sure that there's nothing missing that I can do as a truck, just because it takes so long for me to like switch back and forth between these forms. So that's the door. Let's go around the park, see if there's any more areas. I do love just like riding around in my little jalopy over here. Maybe the space area? And that's a mumbo pad. Hey, we didn't activate that mumbo pad last time. So maybe that door over there? Yes, that's a little car door. Ooh. Some more musical notes. And let's go and see what we can do in here. The star spinner. It is kind of nice to just overpower anything. Ooh. Oh, huh. That is one of the evil Jinjos. The Mean Joe. Pretending to be a regular Jinjo. The honeycomb. And that's the door that we came from. Ooh. The star thing actually works. I like the fact that we're platforming as a truck. Oh no. Let's try and make it to the other stars. Easier said than done, I suppose. Wow, maybe it's not a platforming segment that I need to do as the car. As the car! Ooh. Is there another one? I'm about to fall off, aren't I? Let's see how much we can accomplish like this. Okay, I'm convinced that I have to change back to Banjo and Kazooie to do this part. So we'll go back to the Star Spinner later. Let's keep exploring the park to see if there's anything else that we can do as the car. Jeez. Run over this guy for good measure. What about this part? No, that's not open yet. I think we have to power this up as Mumbo. Okay. So we have to go back here as Mumbo as well as Banjo and Kazooie. Can we go into the fortune-telling hut like a car?
Hey, what are you doing in here?
And of course we got turned away. Delicious. And that's where we came from. That's the Inferno. Disco Inferno, of course, one of the greatest wrestlers in WCW history. Actually, what happened to that guy? That's what I'd like to know. This is the Humba Wumba hut, but let's go in here to see if there's anything we can do in here as well. I think we mostly did everything here, to be honest with you. Boom. Pump room. Take this guy out. Just running him over for good measure. Let's go in here as the car. And this is just the bounce house. We've already done this part as well. Let's head on out. Well, at least we got those musical notes. That is certainly time not wasted. I think it's funny that we can literally go in anywhere that Banjo and Kazooie could go into as the car. Okay, so this area basically has nothing. Let's keep moving. And there's that giant cactus, and we completed that part as well. I think the only part left is Area 51. Yeah, over there. And so this is also a Mumbo thing. So I think what we're gonna do next is we're gonna transform back into Mumbo. And then check out both of these spots. Oh, there's some paths there as well. Oh, there's a little truck right there. Nice. We got one more Jinjo. So there was a purpose to us visiting this area. So let's switch to Mumbo. And then let's go to both Area 51 and I believe the space area. And then follow up from there. Can I actually take the warp? Yes. Just move on to the pad and press B to warp. Okay, so let's go outside of Wumba's wigwam. The Wumba wigwam. A wigwam. Okay, let's go in here. Settle down. And yeah, let's transform into Mumbo. Maybe he can open up a few more things for us. anything else in here? I feel like every time I visit one of these huts, there might be something that I'm missing. Let's check out our totals. So we got 5 jiggies out of 10. Okay, so we have all the musical notes. We don't have to worry about those anymore. We have all of the jar lessons, jam jar lessons, and we've got all the globos, but there's definitely plenty of stuff to collect. And maybe this is suggestive of what I was... Oh, come on. This is a little bit suggestive of what I was saying earlier. It's just this idea that you feel like you've been here in this world for hours, but because they're so big, there's like these little things that you haven't really done just yet. And there's also just the fact that because you basically have 4 different forms in this world, right? You've got Banjo-Kazooie, you've got Banjo separated from Kazooie, you've got Mumbo, and then you've got the car. And so it would be nice if when you're as any of them, that the missions were self-contained, but one version of the character opens doors for another version of the character. And so it makes things difficult because you have to go back to like pads or like Mumbo Jumbo or Humba Wumba to like switch back and forth, and it kind of just makes the game a little longer than it needs to be. That's just what it is. What's over there? Can I... Oh. What's the point of that? I'm sure I've already been up there. Never mind. Outside of Mumbo's skull. So yeah, let's switch back to Mumbo. And we've still got a full tank of health. A full tank of gas, as they would say in wrestling. Yes, let's get on with it. You want Mumbo's help again? Okay. So, we have to go back to the spaceship, and then we have to go back to Area 51. Sometimes the camera is just deceitful. Okay, let's find that warp. I think it'll be easier for us. Don't fall in the lava, please. Actually, as Mumbo, can we actually lift that boy? Let's check it out. I bet they're gonna say that not to talk to strangers and this and that.
Sorry, but Mom said I'm not allowed to talk to strangers.
Okay, well, have it your way, kid. Have it your way. Isn't that what a Burger King used to say? Have it your way. Or am I thinking Subway? Have it your Subway. Space Zone. Okay, so there is some sort of... Yeah, there it is. Hope this works. Dodge'em Dome. Oh, my controller was vibrating. Sorry I missed that. And if anybody's interested, we're still enjoying some Old Rasputin, Russian Imperial Stout. And we just opened up the Dodge'em Dome. Let's go see what's inside.
This is where you pay to enter Witchy World's premium attractions.
I don't think we can pay, unfortunately. Hey, there's this kid.
Sorry, but Mom said I'm not allowed to talk to strangers.
Okay, Marty McFly. So I don't think we can go in as a human. Actually, Mumbo's supposed to be a Jinjo, right? Somebody came in here in my stream and said, "Hey, Mumbo's a Jinjo," and I said, "Oh, I didn't know that." So we have to come back here as a little car, I think. There was one other place that Mumbo could help us out, and that is in Area 51. What happens if we go in here as Mumbo?
What are you doing in here? I think you'd better leave.
So basically, we only get fortunes as Banjo and Kazooie. Ba 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 ba. Watch it. I keep forgetting where things are. I know that the Area 51 is actually closer to the beginning of the map. But of course, that would be it would be better if we actually had a map to follow along, and the game doesn't really give you a map. We just tased that guy. Do not tase me, bro. Okay, so this is the last area that requires Mumbo power. Hope this works. Arriba, abajo, al centro, pa' dentro. It also has like a slight floral note to it. Like you get past the bitterness and it has like a floral note. So now it's green. Does that mean that it works now? Saucer of Peril. Wait, what's happening? I don't get it. It just powered up or something? Okay, so whatever is now operational. Let's go back as the little... Oh wait, that's over there. Oh right, I think that door was closed before. So let's go in there to see if we can do anything as Mumbo before we transform back into Banjo and Kazooie. Wait, you can't go in? I don't get it. I thought a door just opened. Did I misunderstand? The range on this thing is really not that great. Maybe it's at the top. Oh boy, come on. So then this is what I was talking about. The game actually forces you to travel back to specific areas to switch back your character. Where's their warp? There. Doesn't matter. I don't need to destroy. I don't need to destroy that fella to prove myself. Okay, let's go. Can we switch into the car as Mumbo? Let's try it out. That would be wonderful. It would be a pain if you really have to switch back to...
Mumbo not welcome. Leave now or be in big heap of trouble.
But why? We could just like jump into the pool.
Mumbo, get out of the pool.
And it would be the same exact thing, right? That's unfortunate. Okay, let's go outside of Mumbo's skull. And then let's switch back into the car one more time and go to the star spinner. It's really like a race against time with this. Can we just switch back? Oh right, I'm supposed to sit back on my throne. There you go. So hopefully that's the last time we need to use Mumbo in this map. But somehow I doubt it. Gotta watch out for this Frankensteiner. Wait, what happened? Did I actually touch anything there? Crazy. I know that we were talking about amusement parks earlier, but it's funny how there's different motifs in this park for like everything. There's like a Wild West area, space area, I guess like a moon area or like an alien area, like a horror area and like a fire area. Okay, so now we warp to the space area one more time. I think it's Space Zone. Or was it Area 51? I forget. I think we need to go to the Star Spinner, right? Yes, I think so. Well, this isn't it. Oh yes, yes it is. Give them all the money.
Pay here to enter the bone-jarring Dodgems challenge.
So we give them the money.
The ride is now open.
I somehow doubt that we can actually finish this as a car.
Not so fast. The Dodgems challenge is only open to the stupid bear and bird together.
Well, thank you for specifying. And we got ads in about 2 minutes, folks. Let me switch back to Banjo and Kazooie, and we'll take that ad break. Let's do this. Let us make it happen, Captain. Captain Ferdinand Magellan Crunch, of course. From Captain Crunch fame. Okay. So let's head out. Okay, so now we can go to the Dodgems area. I have no idea where I went. Sure, that's fine. Maybe we'll just leave it there while... Well, actually, let's just do the warp one last time. To a space zone. Let's see. Alright, Ales. About to make a lurk to take care of some stuff. Have a good stream and welcome back. Thank you very much for popping in, Chungus. I very much appreciate it. We'll have to catch up some more later. As I like to say, stay thirsty. And then I'm supposed to drink, but then I didn't. I'm sorry. Oh, you redeemed hydrate. Thank you very much for the hydrate. But yes, we'll go on ad break right now, and we will be back in about 3 minutes or 4 or so. So stay tuned, folks, for more Banjo-Tooie. And welcome back to the Ales and Fails stream. I'm your host, Alewolf, otherwise known as Ales, gentleman streamer, the excellence of an execution, Mama Ales, baby boy. And welcome back to the stream, folks. We are playing Banjo-Tooie, the sequel. And we are in Witchy Woods, Witchy Wonderland. It's a theme park themed area. Let's go in here first. Okay, so now we can talk to the kid, right?
This fair is so much fun. I'm not going back to Mother, and there's nothing you can do to make me.
Well, what an obnoxious kid. What if we chased him?
Ow, what did you do that for, mister? I'm off to find my mom, and she'll tell my dad.
Thanks for finding the little scamp for me. There's still another one to find, though. So we just needed to hit the kid to make them go back? Wow. Okay. And in case you're wondering, we're enjoying an Old Rasputin, which is a delicious imperial stout.
Let's see you collect 60 points.
Oh, 60 points.
Whack the bear.
Okay, so don't get hit, basically. Fairly intuitive, I want to say. How many? 60? This is a lot. Look at them skills. I was never very good at I was about to say rock'em sock'em, but bumper cars is what it is. I'll get the blue ones. 60, we got 60.
Not bad. You've beaten game 1 with 60 points. Now try my second challenge.
I thought that was one challenge already. Why do we have to do 3? Okay, let's do challenge number 2. Number 2?
Hey, which one is the gas pedal?
So we have to do this with 2 on the board, huh?
Let's see you collect 50 points.
Oh gosh, I was looking at the wrong side. Wait, come on, really? Wow, once they corner you, it's pretty rough to try to get out. I guess go for greens over reds if you have a choice, and then definitely go after the blues. Whoa, come on! Get away from me! Blue. Seriously? Knock it off. Yes!
You've beaten game 2 with 61 points, but there's still my third challenge.
Of course, it always comes in 3s, doesn't it? Always comes. Batter up. As a bad man used to say in Travis Strikes Again, batter up. Okay, so 3 kids on the board. Let's see how many points we're supposed to actually get back here.
You're in for a real ramen this time, pal.
Alright, let's see how many we need.
Let's see you collect 40 points worth of Tinkies in 45 seconds.
Alright, so blues over greens over reds.
Oh, come on. I can't. How is this in any way fair?
They just rammed me from the get-go. That's crazy. Oh dear. Just have to try and stay ahead. Make these tiny blue circles. Because as soon as we hit the side, we just get rammed by these chumps. Get the blue, get the blue, get the blue. 27. Green.
Not enough points.
Ah, we were like 7 points away. Okay. Yes, let's try again. I'm glad we don't have to go through like the whole challenge all over. Okay, yeah. Got it. Just go. Just go! That was a DJ Hero quote, by the way, if you're wondering. Oh! So make small circles, make sure to stay ahead. Ooh, blues. Blue. Come on, another blue. Wait, we got enough, right? We got enough. Yes. Wolf's kiss.
I suppose you'll be wanting some sort of prize? Oh, that's right, hanging it over, you bony hag.
Nice. Jiggy piece. Let's get jiggy with it, folks. Okay. I think we've done everything we can in here. Let's go to the space place. Space, of course, like Gundam Wing said, is the place. I know that we have to do that area with Banjo and Kazooie. Now, if I remember which... I think it's this door, right? So let's try... Oh! Wow, I almost fell. Oh, seriously? I was just trying to like make my camera as far away as possible. Oh, good. Really, for these things, it just makes sense to stay in the center so you don't overshoot the distance or something like that. Whew. Another one? And there's Saturn. No! Wow, that was really bad. Gotta get some health back. Of course no health. Of course no health. The game is so stingy about power up, about health in this entry. Problem is just fall damage is killer in this game. We'll try again like this. I really thought that I had made it. Why? I hit the guy. Ugh. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, and it's just that the geometry on this is very deceitful. Okay, over here. And there's our next destination. Nice and center. And there's our planet. Come on. Don't fall. Oof. I am very confused what's happening here. Do we have to actually make it onto the ball? Yes. But how do we do that? The camera keeps spinning. It doesn't make it any easier. Like, I want to just stay looking at the ball itself. But it keeps switching it up on me. I'm going to assume that it has to be with Kazooie, simply because Kazooie's got the better foot grip. No, no! Come on! Oof, wow. Really? Why did it make me lose a Kazooie grip? I don't understand. Yes! Okay, now I can go back. Okay, so I got that. Now I can go all the way down. Hopefully without dying. Cool. Oof. Just don't want to take the fall damage, you know? Okay. One more step. Nice. Let's get out of here. And of course the Jinjo yelling right now is a Minjo, so let's not approach the mean Joes. They're just mean Joes. Alright. Whoa, what was that? Wow, thank you very much for the subscription, kitty. Glad to hear you're back. Let's go! Thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate it. Kitty, of course, is, at this point, in the short span that we've known each other, the kitty has become a legendary member of the Ale Pack. And needless to say, just an awesome streamer in their own right. Thank you so much for your support, the kitty. As always, I will always say, every time anybody gives me anything, I don't do this as a primary job, so I completely understand if you don't want to. It's also been long enough. Kindly give Kitty a follow. Excellent streamer. Most recently been playing Xenoblade, but just a chill individual. I certainly enjoy hanging out in the stream. Also a fellow Fruity member, which is a huge bonus. Where was I? Oh yeah, you're most welcome. So now that we've got those two parts done, I think we needed to go to Area 51, right? Area 51, as made famous by the video game Perfect Dark on N64. You know, one thing that's kind of just burned into my mind was just the fact that the alien in Perfect Dark. So Perfect Dark had aliens, and they had like gray aliens, like the classic gray aliens. And the alien that they had like be a playable character or like interactable NPC was an alien called Elvis. Obviously, it was like some sort of nod to like Elvis from real life, but yeah, I thought it was just funny. You didn't want to play as Elvis in terms of like multiplayer because it was easy to get headshots with it because it was one of those classic gray aliens with very big heads. So there was a disadvantage to playing as Elvis. Thanks for the kind words, good sir. Hey, I appreciate the fact that you're willing to spend your time here and listen to my nonsense, so It is like Scar from The Lion King once said, quid pro quo. You know, that was the first time I heard that, quid pro quo. And then I always feel like I want to use it, but I rarely get the chance to do so. So I always use it in ways that don't really make sense. Speaking of a Scar, because of course Scar is always an important subject in the Ales and Fails stream. I was at the Disney in the cruise last time, and I was asking my partner, hey, did you ever notice that Scar looks just like Jafar from The Lion King? So if somebody turned Jafar into a lion, they would be Scar. But you've also got some slight more history there, because not only does he look like Scar, but he also looks like Captain Hook. So Jafar kind of looks like Captain Hook, which looks like Jafar. And of course Disney used to make its evil characters a very specific way, with like elongated faces and maybe mustaches, because I guess technically speaking you could say that Scar has a mustache. You could say that. But I think that's all we could do at the Area 51, unfortunately. I would say that all the time as a kid and had no idea what it meant. Oh, quid pro quo. Quid pro quo. Squid pro quo, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so did we go? Yes, we already went in here. That was the bumper cars. Wow. How do we get to the top though? Because I know that there's... Wait. Go. Oh, wow. It's impossible to get out of first-person perspective by hitting the cancel button. And that's... I think that's silly. I think it's a pretty big oversight. How do we get to the top? I guess from over there. Like Luigi in Hotel Mario once said, over there. Maybe we have to go to the center tent now. I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, so let's head in here. Okay, I think we have enough tickets, right? Yes, no. What's the... I see you have enough tickets now.
We sure do, monkey boy.
That's my shift over then. Enjoy the show.
Come on, Banjo, let's go grab a seat.
Okay, so let's go in here. I hope it's not like some ridiculous challenge.
Where do you think our seat will be?
I can't see any seats. Perhaps we're supposed to sit on this big lump on the floor over here.
Doesn't look very comfy.
I think that's a monster. That's a Barney.
Oh dear, not more intruders. Well, I'm off to show who's boss. See how big and strong...
But
you're not all that big, really. That Klungo freak near the start was probably bigger than you. Oh yeah, well how about this then?
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Strange wobbly inflatable thing. So how are we supposed to defeat this thing?
I suppose you think you're clever, don't ya?
Well, I totally missed that.
Go sense battle coming on.
If you insist.
How do we... It's got 12 lives. Like a cat plus 3. I think we're just supposed to shoot eggs at it, right? Maybe. But we're quite far away, unfortunately. How do we switch to grenade eggs? Yeah, let's do grenade eggs. So that they actually hit a... Maybe we're supposed to actually hit it in the patches, you know? Mr. Patches. Okay. Nice. Pop one.
Doe, you suppose found the weak spot. It looks like I might need some help here. You'll have to beat me from the air now.
That's... Huh. Okay. So we have to fly, you fool. Watch out for that thing. Ah, this arena is so whoa. Let's go. Uh-oh. I think we need some space between us. Let's switch to regular eggs, just because I know that I'm going to, like, fail a lot of shots. I know. I hope that hitting the sides doesn't, like, have you incur damage. Oh god, why? Why would you... Ugh. That was so silly. I thought that was the trigger button. Maybe the beak bomb is what we need? Ah, this first-person perspective is so not helpful. Great. Just keep moving. I think we just beak bomb it. Go, 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 go. Is he coughing? He's throwing beach balls, apparently. Let's go. Fly. We need some distance, that's the problem. But then, of course, if it's too much distance, it just... This is... Okay, let's switch strategies. We're gonna hit it with eggs, but we're gonna hit it with explosive eggs. Okay, we hit it once. So it is definitely the grenade eggs. 'Cause babe, I catch a grenade for ya. Why would anybody catch... Okay. Let's not go into this. Mr. Mars Bar. I never played this game as a kid. It's like a piece of my childhood is missing. Maybe you could say a puzzle piece. Well said, kitty. I like that. What was there was some other piece of media that was talking like a puzzle piece, like missing from memories or something like that. And of course, I had the perfect chance to shoot the thing, but I used the wrong button, which just happens too often. Okay, one more time. Okay, I hit it once, but I have like 2 slivers of health. So I should probably find some health before doing this again. Whoa. Run. Wait, what? The balls just track you too? Okay, I barely have enough health to finish this. I hope that the honeycombs regenerate too. There's no more honeycombs as far as I can tell. Let's just fly. Watch out. Okay, let's go. We're just gonna like shoot a bunch of eggs. Considering that it seems like the eggs regenerate, I think we can just fire like crazy until some of them land. But of course we are way too far. Okay, we got 2. And we need 7 more, which means that we're still not halfway there. Let's fly really high. Maybe from the top we can see a little bit better. Oh, this aiming is so bad. Nice, we got another one. And we are out of eggs, so it means that we have to go back down. Wow, seriously? We literally just landed. Come on. It's like touching the ground is basically a death sentence. Because those things just like pop out so quickly. And then the darn beach volleyballs are just... They're like homing beach volleyballs. You know when you've been to the beach and you're just like, you know, having a margarita, or as I like to call it, a marg. No, I always say margarita. I tried to be cool for it. You know what? I'm sorry. Let me take off my goggles. No, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so and then like a beach volleyball just hits you and you're just like, wait, what is this? We are not allowed to carry fries? Oh wait, this is the park exit. I don't wanna leave the park. Why would it leave me outside the park? Okay, let's go back into the tent and try again. You're gonna get this. I will attempt to get this, kitty. This game, this is the 3rd world out of I think like 8. And I am a struggle. I'm a struggle. But we're gonna do our best, and if we have to, by God, we will use save states. Why would his patches regenerate? Okay, so right now we can stay on the ground. Make sure that we have all of our feathers and eggs. And then let's go ahead and hit it. Okay, popped one. And now we're actually going to be able to go up in the sky. Go, 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 go! Go, go! Yes! So I think as long as we stay high in the air, we'll be able to steer clear of the DOA Extreme Beach Volleyballs. How many did we hit? 2? Good. I don't know why they thought doing aiming like this in flight mode was good. Like, I mean, Star Fox 64 got it, right? Why didn't they just like use those controls? Wow, really? The beach ball hit me in the air. Okay, we got 2 more, and we got hit twice, so quid pro quo. Quid pro quo, Mr. Wayne. Okay, I think we fly better off first person perspective. So we're six in. We're gonna try and step on the pad. Let's fly. Okay, good. Really? Wow, we hit 0 and we lost 2 health. Okay, let's go get some health. Let's go get rearmed. How would I have been able to... That's wild. We have 2 health. And we're only halfway there. Okay. Let's get whatever health is on the periphery, and then let's go back out there. Get back out there, soldier! Wait. How are the... beach volleyballs, man. Dagnabbit. Really, being on the ground is absolutely not safe, especially with the volleyballs. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. How am I supposed to tell where they're going? Fly. Whoa, fly away, fly away. Okay, we've got 4 more patches. Whew. And let's fly back. Whoa, 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 whoa. How is that possible? Okay, just keep firing. This is ridiculous. How about some auto aim, dude? Okay, I think the last 3 are like on its bottom body, which is unfortunate because that is kind of like the danger zone for volleyballs. Go, 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 go! Keep flying, keep flying! I don't think they reached like the top of the tent. I had to get up during the BRB. What did I miss? Lots of crazy amusement park adventures, but now we're trying to fight this ridiculous balloon creature, and it's got like 12 patches. And unfortunately, it's gotta be a dogfight, as in air-to-air combat sort of thing. And I gotta tell you, I don't know if you've played this game, but the air combat is not great. Okay, try again. We got 12 eggs. Come on, just turn around. Turn around, dude. Of course, not a single hit in that run. Go, go. Fly. The volleyballs are just like homing volleyballs. Okay, now. And so you have to go into first person's perspective to even shoot the darn things. It's also just a problem that most of the patches that I've got left are on the bottom half of the creature. Just keep going. Oh my god, how does it aim like so close? 1 health, by the way, 1 health, if anyone's counting. I love it. It just like completely turns around whenever you're like actually giving chase. Whoa, I did it! Yes, and I didn't even aim! I played the original. Flying was serviceable for what it was, expected in that game, but this is a lot more demanding than it looks. Yeah, it's because it forces you to like be in first person perspective. And as I was saying, it would be nice if they would just like take like the Star Fox 64 aiming, which it was right there. You could just take that and transpose it into your like platformer game and it would be fine. But the thing is, not only are you like doing the flapping, but you're also just like have to go into first person perspective, and your reticle, not only does it move where your character is going, but it's also moving your targeting reticle. So it's just not very easy. It's like your reticle is an extension of the motion that you're doing with your character. So it's not great. And yeah, I'm complaining because I'm also a terrible gamer. I should get good. But hear me out. Okay, let's get out of here. It's done. I can't believe it. I really thought I was gonna have to do that whole thing all over again, but clearly just button mashing for that last part really helped out at all. Everyone could use a little getting good to be. Yes. Let us all get good together. Okay, so that part is done. Let's go get some health. You know, I've been avoiding using the strategy guide ever since I started playing, because so let me just show this. So I've got the original like Nintendo Power Banjo-Tooie strategy guide here, and I was using it last time I played, but the thing is I've completely lost track of like the things that I've gotten. So it was just like, well, I could try to use the guidance, piece together where I was, or I could just like try things out. So I don't know what I'm missing here. Let's just try different things. So obviously there's Area 51, which we did relatively recently. There's one kid that is still missing their like French fries or whatever. Let me actually look up the guide to see what I need to give the kid to actually transport him. Let's actually just stay in a safe area. Right up here. Okay. I love old game guides. So, just because you said that, not only do I have one Banjo-Tooie strategy guide from Nintendo Power, but... And of course, if I wasn't so slow at this would actually be a little more entertaining. But I've also got the Prima strategy guide, because that's how much help I needed back in the day. I don't think I've ever opened this thing. Okay. But yeah, let me see how I can help the last kid. Hoop schemes, extraterrestrial, patchwork, have it his way, ticket booth, fry, taxi pack. You need to use Banjo's taxi pack ability, which he learns in the river passage at the top of the waterfall in Pterodactyl Land. Oh, so I can't get the last kid until I have the taxi ability, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to come back for that one. And then clambering for more. You won't be able to follow Kazooie's footprints until you learn the claw clamber boots in Grunty's Industries. So there's at least 2 Jiggies that I can't get right now. Let's see. Seems like you were timed out, Crabman. What did you say? Did you say something surly, something salty? Well, this is a family-run show, right? Run by families for... I'm sorry, Streamlabs just sometimes happens to be a little bit of a priggish, as they say. Let's see. 13 messages? That's a lot. Wait, that must be something else, right? Oh wow, I didn't think I would get filtered that aggressively. Fine, Prima was the good stuff, except for when it wasn't at all. Yeah, I'm sorry. So unfortunately, I I don't have like actual human mods. I just have like a couple of bots. So sometimes they can be a bit much. I apologize for that. Um, but yes, it's funny because I didn't actually seek out the Prima guides. Whenever I had one of these, it was because of my mom would just randomly pick them up. She actually used to work at this Walmart that was very close to us, and she knew that I love to have lots of strategy guides. And you know, I would never actually tell her, "Oh, hey, I only read the Nintendo Power ones." And I guess I would also read the Brady games ones for like Final Fantasies, but she was just like, "Oh, here you go. I know you like strategy guides," and that was nice. That was nice. But yeah, they're not very good. They're not very good. Let's see, it's cool. I've been trying to reduce my swearing anyway, so this is just helping me get good at that. Hey, happy to help. Happy to help. Yeah, honestly, I haven't looked at those settings in the longest time, and maybe I need to just decrease the setting for those. Okay, so how many more jiggies do we need? Let me see. I think there's one more thing that we can do in like Wumba's Wigwam. Let me double check that. Bing bing. It's in immaculate condition. Sorry I missed that, by the way, Kitty. Yeah, like I said, I just haven't read that specific strategy guide too much. And honestly, this is my first real playthrough of this game, so you can definitely tell that I didn't play this. I might have started a game file, but I didn't actually play it when I was a kid. So that's why these strategy guides are actually in pretty good condition. I think Chungus was saying it earlier, but probably I focused more time on Donkey Kong 64. And by the time I got this game, maybe it was like GameCube time.
Wah!
Whoa. Okay. So let's go up here and see what's up. Oh, so this is the lift, right? Let's see, a lot of game guides were using earlier builds of games, so sometimes they would just get something drastically wrong and confuse poor little crybaby. Yeah, I get that. Now stop me if you've heard this before, but the one game guide that I remember like was notoriously just hot street trash was the one that they made for Final Fantasy IX. I don't know if you're into the Final Fantasies, but basically all of the things for that strategy guide, they were like essentially online. You actually had to go online for everything to get information for that strategy guide, and that was terrible. That was probably part of the reason why I never actually played Final Fantasy IX, even though I owned it, which a lot of people tell me was a great mistake. No, 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 no. Wow. I almost just like jumped off and died. Okay, so let's take the lift and see where it goes. Go down, go down. Just go down. The lift is... Oh ha. We have to just cross. Okay. Let's do it slowly. Ah, the camera angle is not helpful at all. Look at this nonsense. Oh, wait, we can just climb? Okay, we'll try and walk it, but at least if we fall, we know that we have the grippy grab. Ugh. Just jump on. Let's see, I missed out on the PS1 as a kid, but a lot of SE games, Square Enix games were infamous for their terrible guides. Yeah, I feel like they fashioned them like encyclopedias where you had to go back and forth for a specific area to get the information that you needed. And you know, if you're not playing the game, that's nice, right? You're just like going through like different sections of information and it's cool like that. But if you're playing like a game, you probably need something closer to a walkthrough. Oh, this is crazy. Do we need to press this button? That's not a button, is it? Maybe it is. Yes, it is. Okay, so now it's moving back and forth. Does that mean...
Press me to experience the scenic splendor of the cable car ride across the space zone.
Great. So let's go. I remember my Star Ocean Till the End of Time guide book having a lot of the little things wrong and make me think I was going crazy. Yeah, like I know what you're saying, and I'm struggling to like remember one specific like mistake in strategy, guys. I think I specifically remember just eating up the what's it called, the Super Mario RPG strategy guide. That was a Nintendo Power guide, but it was for a Squaresoft game, and I specifically remember it having a few details wrong about a couple of frog coins, which always just made me crazy. Okay, there's a honeycomb piece up there. Let's get it. Get it! Yes! Beautiful, we got 6. Wait, doesn't that mean that we should have... Let's see, objects and view totals. Okay, so we have 3 out of 3 honeycomb pieces. Actually, with 6 we can probably go and get another honeycomb. We'll do that next time though. We'll do that next time. We probably had like 15 more minutes in today's stream anyways. How do we get to that side? Oh wait, we can actually just go down here. Okay, so let's go down this ladder. What's in here? Or what's up here? Okay, so we have to go over there. Like Luigi from Hotel Mario once said,
Over there.
how do we get up there though? That's wild. That's way too high. Star Ocean is definitely a game that I didn't play, but that looked like such a fun time. Back in that era, RPGs were so like fantastic. Like in the literal sense, like just fantastic. They were like just like grand adventures of like saving the world. Oh no. Nice, full health. Okay, so we can't do that. Can we climb this? So if we can't go over there, what's the point of that? I don't get it. You would assume that... Maybe let's get back on the elevator. Yeah, we definitely can't reach that with just regular jumps. Really? You're not immune in ladders? Talk to me, Elden Ring. Okay, so we're gonna go back onto the Oh, we can't actually... The elevator's not gonna take us? Ah, great. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna have to make it all the way over there just with our feet. What do you call them? Feet. I can't imagine that this little like lifty thing only connects 2 areas. And as you can see, there's like stuff on area 51 at the, very high up there. I'm like pointing at it as if I was just like pointing at like, oh hey, far away over there, you can clearly see that there's an opening right there. And we got ads very soon. Let me go ahead and silence them. We're gonna do just a couple more minutes. What's on the tent over here? Oh, there's like some suction cup shoes here at the top. Is there anything else? What if I just drop here? It would be so much better if there was like what do you call it? A flight pad. Ba 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 ba. Yeah, so I think we might as well just like wrap up here. I don't think we're gonna get very much farther. Let me just jump on the elevator and do that. It really only connects the Wild West area and the space area. So yeah, I think we're gonna call it here. Let me go back to intermission and send everyone on their merry way. Okay, well, that was a fun stream back. Really appreciate everyone that decided to hang out today, despite the fact that I was so surly very early on. I am still very surly, but at the very least I had some fun and actually got to stream again. So if you're interested in this kind of nonsense, and I have no idea why you would, I have given you enough warnings. I stream on Wednesdays. On Wednesdays I stream The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Thursdays and Fridays is kind of a weird mix, but I will probably generally do Banjo-Tooie, and then tomorrow I'll be doing Elden Ring, though sometimes those kind of get switched up. So tune in tomorrow if you want to see me cry in agony because I'll be playing some Elden Ring. And if you're interested in following my most current up-to-date schedule, feel free to follow me on the socials. That's generally where I post most of this stuff. Let's see. I forgot to ask earlier, is the Kirby hat and star goggles normal gear for you? So every single time that you tune in, unless I have a PNG tuber up, I will always have slightly different goggles and slightly different gloves and maybe a bandana and maybe a shirt, but that's kind of my thing. And that is not to protect my identity, but to protect the identity of those I love, or at least I like to think so. But thank you for asking. Thank you for stream. Don't sweat the other stuff. You're a gamer girl and you got this. I appreciate the support, Kitty. Thank you once again for popping in here. Very much appreciate you. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be playing some Elden Ring. Next week I'll probably be streaming Banjo-Tooie again for some more of this mayhem. I'll probably just read the strategy guide to see what exactly I'm missing before I can move on to the next world. Let me find a raid target. Kindly stick around for a raid. Let me see who's up. You know what? We haven't done... no, wait. Actually, let me see who... I've got a couple of ideas, but let me double check here who's willing and able to receive the community here. Ooh, I've got the perfect idea. You know what? We haven't done this in a while. Let's do the old quid pro quo here because we we want to return some of the love here. Let's go ahead and raid our pal Chungus, who was here earlier. So we'll send the ball to him. Let me go ahead and set that up. And if I recall correctly, Chungus said that he was playing Secret of Evermore, which is a Super Nintendo RPG game that I've always wanted to play. Actually, he happens to be playing a Kirby Game Boy game, which might be even more fun for some of you out there. Let's go ahead and set that up. Let's go ahead and start that raid. Now, if you are interested in having a raid message, this one is for viewers, and this one is for followers. Or you know what? Feel free to do whatever you want. I'm not the boss of you. I don't pay your rent. You're also welcome to just not hop along the raid train. But I swear to goodness, I would love it if you would. Let me copy that myself. But yeah, thank you very much everyone for hanging out. Hopefully I have this Stream Deck situation under control next time. And as I like to say and end these things, stay thirsty, Alpac. We will see you again.